From the Fox 25 studios in Oklahoma City, this is the Fox 25 Primetime News at 9.
Bitter cold temperatures hitting the metro right now.
And we've got your back. Let's get straight to our chief meteorologist, Jeff George. He's got your first forecast. Jeff.
Good evening, everyone. The Arctic Express came to town this morning, and it's not leaving town for about 3 days, so quite a cold spell this week. Wind chill advisory is in effect from midnight all the way until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And a wind chill advisory is kind of rare for Oklahoma, so we have to take this seriously because feels like temperatures by tomorrow morning could be all the way down to 15 below. And it started with this morning. That strong cold front came in and dropped about a dusting of snow for you folks in northern Oklahoma. This is Ponca City. Thank you, Debbie Link, for this picture. And most of the snow fell in northeast Oklahoma. Had a few snowflakes here and there down to about Oklahoma City. And we do have a band of some light to moderate snow right now traveling through eastern parts of the state. But for the rest of the night, mainly dry skies, mostly cloudy, cold and breezy. And temperatures right now are in the teens, and we are heading all the way down to 7 tonight. In Oklahoma City, the record low is 0, by the way, and it will feel like 0 or below. We will be on the wrong side of 0 tonight. So wind chill factor possibly all the way down to 15 below, clearing skies and dry. And looks like we will stay below freezing through at least Wednesday afternoon, maybe even longer than that. Highs near 70 soon, which is hard to believe, and weekend precipitation is possible. We will talk about the types and timing in your Storm Watch 7-day in just a few minutes.
Jeff, thank you. This is a live look at downtown Oklahoma City right now as that biting wind sweeps through our area, and these frigid temperatures and those wind chills bring a heightened danger of hypothermia and frostbite.
Fox 25's Caroline Vandergrift's got your back with what you can do to keep your family safe. Caroline?
Outside, you want to try to stay inside as much as possible, but if you have to go out, bundle up. Gloves, hat, scarf, layers, that's all really important. Don't underestimate this cold weather just because you may not see snow. In these cold temperatures, it's easy for your body to lose heat really quickly.
We don't often prepare as well for very cold weather.
But preparation could save your life.
It can be very serious. Hypothermia can kill.
Hypothermia is a drop in your core body temperature that impacts your heart, nervous system, and other organs.
The people that are most at risk of hypothermia that is serious are people of young age, like infants or young children, or people of advanced age, the elderly.
While hypothermia is more deadly, frostbite shouldn't be taken lightly either. With the expected wind chill in Oklahoma, exposed skin can experience the painful freezing in just 30 minutes.
Those parts of your body that will tend to not have a large amount of blood supply, so even your nose, your fingers, your toes, your ears.
That's why it's important to limit your time outside and layer up if you're heading out.
The hats and the gloves and the socks, the long underwear, all of that matters.
And will go a long way to keeping your family safe and warm during this cold front.
Now, seniors are especially vulnerable to hypothermia, so check in on your elderly parents or neighbors. Make sure they have warm clothes, the heat works in their home, and they are staying hydrated. Mike?
Caroline, thank you. Now, some of the first signs of hypothermia are shivering, slurred speech, drowsiness, and trouble breathing. If you think someone may be experiencing hypothermia, call 911 and try to get that person inside and, of course, warmed up.
And we are keeping a close eye on any school cancellations due to the extreme cold. I want to pull up Oklahoma City Public Schools Twitter page. This is where they've just tweeted out just 10 minutes ago saying, reminder, school cancellation decisions are made on a case-by-case basis after district officials assess any impact on district operations. If needed, we notify staff and families via phone and text messages, OKCPS website, social media, and local news stations as well. They did tweet out out about 2 hours ago that as of right now, classes are still on. This is also the announcement that they posted just explaining their policy. They said they wanted to share a reminder about how the district makes any school cancellation decision and communication vehicles used to relay important information. They say everything is on a case-by-case basis and the decision will be made by 5:30 tomorrow morning. Now, again, they have not decided to cancel classes because of the cold just yet. I've also checked in with Edmond, Moore, and Norman Public Schools as of right now. So far, no cancellations, but we'll keep monitoring it for you right here at the live desk.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. Parts of northeastern Oklahoma covered in white tonight after some snowfall today. Streets are clearing, but they are still slick in some spots. Areas northeast of Miami saw up to 2 inches today. Tow truck companies were out early helping people who slipped off the road.
It's really slick on top, and if you don't have good tires, you're just going to go right off in the ditch, first of all. People have to be really careful and drive really slow.
Northwest Arkansas also under a winter weather advisory for today, with parts seeing up to 3 inches of snow.
Let's take you live now where it is a little bit warmer. The sun is about to set in Hawaii. The FCC is now investigating this weekend's false alarm, alerting that a ballistic missile was on its way to the islands. That false alarm alerting cell phones, televisions, and radio stations of the imminent missile strike. Hawaii's Emergency Management Agency apologized for the error, saying an emergency worker accidentally hit the wrong button during a routine drill. It was followed by a clarification more than half an hour later that there was no threat. Tonight, the officer responsible has been reassigned to a different post. Now questions remain about what people should do if the alert is real. Fox 25's Jordan Lucero has got your back with some answers. Jordan.
This is a threat we've never had to deal with before, but it turns out Oklahomans likely know the drill. What to do mirrors what to do during a tornado warning. You get an alert, a missile is inbound. What do you do? While there's no real threat to the U.S. right now, you should always be prepared for any disaster. In Oklahoma, we prepare for severe weather. Turns out much of how you plan for that can be used in case the sirens sound for a missile threat. The Oklahoma County Emergency Manager says in a missile alert, you should think shelter, time, and distance. For shelter, going inside any building away from windows is better than being outside. Emergency Manager David Barnes says you don't want to be on the road and you don't want to be in a mobile home. You should try, if you can, to go below ground. Barnes says ideally you want to head to a fallout shelter, but he's not aware of any in our area. Shelter will help you avoid radioactive particles. When it comes to time, this is waiting on instructions for when it's safe to come out. You need time for the radiation threat to go down, which could take days. As for distance, he says that's your best source of protection. The further away you are from detonation, the better. But that could be out of your control. And just like in severe weather, preparedness is important. Know where your nearest shelters are and have a disaster kit ready. Have enough food and water for several days. Have a weather radio to get alerts and updates. Blast shelters can protect you from the pressure from a bomb if you're too close, though even they cannot withstand a nuclear bomb. But if you're far from impact, nuclear radiation can travel for hundreds of miles, so it's always important to go inside. Wendy?
Jordan, thank you. We've got your back. Just go to okcfox.com for a more detailed nuclear radiation instructions and a list of what should be in your emergency kit.
New tonight, heartbreaking details. A 3-year-old girl is dead after being attacked by a family dog. Riley Marie Dodge was attacked yesterday inside her Duncan home. The girl's father says she was at home with her grandmother when it happened. He said that he rushed home after receiving a phone call and his mother was trying to rescue the girl from the dog. His mother was also injured in the attack. Tonight, the family is trying to come to grips with exactly what happened.
I was very cautious about it because I don't just bring random dogs into my home. Took my son over there and the dog didn't attack him. It loved him, gave him a hug and licked him on the face, everything. Brought him here. My son come outside all day long and play with him. Didn't do nothing to him. And then I bring my daughter here 2 days, prior to that, and then this happened.
The dog was killed at that home by Duncan police. The incident is still under investigation.
Now to a developing story. A family is searching for answers tonight after a man was found dead in his southeast Oklahoma City home. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help with funeral expenses. You are looking live right now at that website. 62-year-old Terry Dunn was found dead Friday inside of his home. His daughter Candace Paxton tells Fox 25 she broke into her dad's home after not being able to reach him for several days. Paxton discovered her father dead on his bedroom floor with clothes neatly folded on top of him. His truck and wallet were gone.
His truck is stolen. His cards are being used around town, his credit cards. Something happened.
Dunn's truck is a green 1997 Chevrolet pickup with Oklahoma tag AEY095. Call police if you have any information.
All right, take a look at this new video that we have right here. This is of a deadly casino shuttle boat fire. It's in the Gulf of Mexico. Look at the people jump right there. Officials say a 42-year-old woman died at a Florida hospital late last night while being treated for her injuries. The woman was one of 50 people aboard the boat when a fire broke out. This happened about a half a mile from shore in Florida. Some passengers were able to swim to shore while others were rescued from the water. Investigators believe that fire started in the boat's engine room.
We've got your back now with a major traffic alert on I-235. It's starting in just a few days. ODOT says the interstate will be closed for 3 days beginning Saturday at I-44 at that interchange area. Crews will be moving two 44-foot long, 275-foot long pieces of equipment into place near the railroad. You can watch it happen from a public viewing area, and ODOT plans to stream it live online. If you drive on 235, you can use Class N, MLK, or Lincoln as alternate routes during those days. Happening right now, this is a live look inside the Peak where the Thunder are playing the Kings.
Yeah, tonight's game is featuring several tributes to Martin Luther King Jr. in a celebration of his life and his impact on race relations here in the U.S. The events include special music, honorary captains from Martin Luther King Elementary, and a special video from Thunder players reacting to the I Have a Dream speech. Today, our very own Jasmine Anderson had the honor of being a marshal at the parade through downtown Oklahoma City, and Fox 25's Malcolm Tubbs also walked in the parade.
The theme this year was the power of one.
In other words, each and every one of us have the power to influence, to impact the lives of others, and especially those that are in power and have positions of influence.
Despite the cold, several families came out to enjoy that parade. It started near Northwest 6th and Robinson and moved toward Main and Mickey Mantle.
And now let's take you live to Atlanta tonight, where Martin Luther King Jr. was born and spent much of his childhood. In Atlanta today, Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter took issue with President Trump on the holiday honoring the civil rights icon.
It comes as Trump pushes back accusations of racism for allegedly using vulgar language to describe countries in Africa. Also, in a meeting with lawmakers, he allegedly rejected immigration from the African continent and Haiti in favor of those from Norway.
Bernice King responded in Atlanta on Monday.
We cannot allow the nations of the world to embrace the words that come from our president as a reflection of the true spirit of America. We are one people, one nation, one blood, one destiny, and has already been said, all of civilization and humanity originated from the soils of Africa.
Also today, members of South Africa's Department of International Relations and Cooperation met with the top U.S. diplomat at the U.S. Embassy there. They were expressing concern over Trump's alleged comments.
I would love to see this problem or this issue put to rest so that these young men and women can move forward.
Coming up only on Fox 25, the major hurdle on Capitol Hill that could lead to the next government shutdown.
Plus the reason you may soon be paying more at the pump.
What one local group is doing to make sure the homeless stay warm as winter weather rolls in.
And how Thunder General Manager Sam Presti is helping strengthen relationships between young people and local law enforcement.
Hey, coming up on the Primetime News at 9, we're going to take you into this mock-up of a living room. What's so significant about it? Well, you would not believe how much of the civil rights connections have right here in this mock-up. We're going to show you where you can learn more and find out more about Martin Luther King on this special day. All that's coming up on the Primetime News at 9.
From the Fox 25 studios in Oklahoma City, this is the Fox 25 Primetime News at 9.
Right now, only a handful of states are not seeing widespread flu outbreaks. Now, I've got your back. I pulled up the CDC's flu map for you right here. Federal health officials report the flu is prevalent in 49 states right now. Only Hawaii and the District of Columbia have been spared from widespread infection. Now, the CDC says there's been a very rapid increase in the numbers of people coming into their doctors with flu-like symptoms. The number of hospitalizations for flu almost doubled in the past week. They believe the flu season started early and is probably peaking right about now. The highest rates of hospitalizations are among those over the age of 65. The CDC says it's not too late to get your flu shot, though they recommend it for anyone 6 months and older.
We've got your back. Prices at the pump in Oklahoma jumped 6.2 cents per gallon over the past week. You are looking live right now at GasBuddy.com with the cheapest prices in the metro. Right now, the average price across the state is $2.29 per gallon. Here in Oklahoma City, that jump was even higher at 6.8 cents a gallon. The cheapest gas right now is at North Council Road and Northwest 10th Street at $2.06 a gallon. Gas Buddy experts say the highest oil prices in 4 years are behind this nationwide surge in gas. Nationally, the average price of gas is $2.52 per gallon.
New tonight, a Lawton man has been arrested for a kidnapping in Florida. Dave DeBout was wanted for taking his brother, who was in state custody, back in December. Now, they have been missing ever since. Police say his brother suffers from mental health issues and was under the care of a company providing home assistance. He has been found and he is okay.
President Donald Trump back in Washington, D.C. tonight after spending the weekend in Florida. Let's take you live now to the White House, where President Donald Trump landed at Joint Air Force Base Andrews after spending the day on the golf course in Florida. He, as well as previous presidents, have called on Americans to honor Martin Luther King Day with a day of service. The president, however, spent the day golfing in Palm Beach. His flight back to Washington, D.C. Came in about 3 or 4 hours ago. Meanwhile, a rally against racism in Times Square. This, of course, in response to the derogatory term used when describing countries like Haiti during a closed-door meeting last week on immigration policy. This, of course, one of the many stories we are following for you right here at the Live Desk.
When lawmakers return to work tomorrow, they have just 4 days to work out a budget deal. If they don't, the government shuts down. Our national correspondent Christine Frizzell takes a look at what's at stake. This is only on Fox 25.
A quiet day on Capitol Hill, but make no mistake, a storm is brewing. When lawmakers return to work, the clock will be ticking, with the government set to run out of money this Friday. The roadblock Democrats and Republicans face: what to do about undocumented minors known as dreamers, who may soon risk losing their protections. Top Democrats want to tie a deal on DACA to the spending bill.
We must resolve the future of the dreamers.
If the GOP says no, it could mean government's lights get turned off, as they did back in 2013, an event many Democrats sounded alarm bells over at the time, including Senator Schumer.
When 75% of our intelligence employees are not working, everyone's security is put at risk.
President Trump's focus? Security as well, tweeting he wants future immigration in this country to be based on merit as opposed to family or lottery. But before leaving town last week, lawmakers from both parties still seemed optimistic. A deal on DACA would get done.
There is a sweet spot to be found with increased border security, and if the president wishes to call it a wall, that's fine, and proper protection for these kids who are in the Dreamer program.
I would love to see this problem or this issue put to rest so that these young men and women can move forward with their lives here in the United States. So I am hopeful. I think we can come together on this issue.
And they'll need to come together on quite a bit more than that.
From disaster relief for hurricane-hit areas to the Children's Health Insurance Program to funding programs for veterans. And unlike recent legislation, this bill needs 60 votes to pass, which means support from Democrats is essential. In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
And coming up the beginning of the year, great time to declutter your home.
We've got your back with the best place to start and how you can make some money doing it.
And if the kids have school tomorrow morning, you may want to consider driving them to the bus stop because temperatures in the single digits and wind chills way below zero. Very dangerous. Gets even colder tomorrow night, if you can believe that. Your Storm Watch 7 day at 9:34.
Online websites like ThredUp and Poshmark allow you to sell your clothing online, and they're a good option if you're trying to declutter your closet.
Yeah, but don't expect to make more than a little walking around money. Payouts tend to be a fraction of what you originally spent.
And donations, another great decluttering option. The start of the year, certainly a good time to start doing that.
Fox 25's Maria Garcia's got your back with where to start and why decluttering is also about saving money. It's tonight's Consumer Watch.
Regularly cleaning your house of clutter will keep it very neat, but more importantly, the practice is money saving. It allows you to take stock of how much you have and think before you buy more.
The post-holiday gift avalanche may be enough to push you to finally clean your house.
You're kind of left in this wake of new toys, new gifts, new electronics, and you don't know where to put it.
Allison Fife with LifeSquire, the personal assistant service, says decluttering is a stressful job that can be tough on anyone. Kids might be having the hardest time with this one.
They take things really personally. They get really upset if you take or throw away their toys or mess with their Legos.
You can include kids in the process, or you can just put the toys that you think they no longer use in a plastic bag, wait 2 weeks, and if they never asked for them, they can go. The most important part of decluttering is following through to the end of the project.
Getting that out of your house is really the most crucial and important step because you can't get rid of it if you don't actually get rid of it.
Exactly. LifeSquire says that it has developed an app to streamline assistance requests for clients, even for smaller tasks, to help in any part of the process. The famous junk drawer is a good place to start. Do all the pens that you have stashed away and they even work anymore? The kitchen pantry, another notorious clutter zone. Think unused and even rotten food just taking up space.
If you are planning on selling any of those items you're trying to get rid of, give yourself a time limit. Fife recommends no more than a month or 2 to make that sale. Otherwise, donate it. Maria Garcia, Fox 25 Consumer Watch.
Medicine cabinets should also be part of the yearly decluttering process. Make sure that you check the expiration dates on all of your medication.
If you're getting rid of prescription meds, be sure to drop them off at the proper locations to make sure they're not getting in the wrong hands. Well, coming up, an Oklahoma gas station at the center of a murder investigation.
Yeah, what police are now saying happened moments before shots rang out.